Namasarvebhyah. Welcome back to the course Fundamentals of Asiddhatva in Paninian Grammar, presented by vyoma-samskrta-pathasala. This is the third session of the course. Today we will see the example for Purvatrasiddham. येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्. In the last class we saw the sutra Purvatrasiddham, which is an adhikara spanning the last three padas of the saptadhyayi. There are two components to the sutrartha. The first is Sapada saptadhyayim prati tripadi asiddha. For any sutra which is in the Sapada saptadhyayi, that is the first 7 chapters and the first pada of the 8th chapter. So for any sutra which is in the Sapada saptadhyayi, the sutras in tripadi, last 3 padas, are all asiddha. That was the first component. The second part was tripadyamapi purvam prati param shastram asiddham syat. Even within the tripadi, for every sutra, all the later sutras are asiddha. So we need to see the examples of both of these. So the first example we take is of Sapada saptadhyayim prati tripadi asiddha. For this, as an example, we take a sutra which is in 8.3, third pada of the Ashtamadhyaya. 8.3.19, the sutra is Lopah shakalyasya. Avarna purvayoho padantayoho yavayoho va lopaha ashipare is the sutrartha. So yakara vakarayoho lopaha. So a yakara or vakara which is padante, which is at the end of a pada, and avarna purvayoho, so preceded by akara, either rasva or dirgha. That is, basically we have ay or ay, similarly av or av at the end of a pada, and following ashi pare. So when followed by an ash letter, ash is a pratyahara which combines ach and hash. So all swaras and mridu vyanjanas. So when this is the configuration, the yakara or vakara is optionally deleted. Avarna purvayoho padantayoho yakara vakarayoho va lopaha ashipare iti sutrarthaha. Now let us see an example where this applies. So te plus eva. So we have ekara followed by ach. So by echoyavayavaha we have the ayadesha. Ekarasya sthane ay adeshaha. So it becomes tay eva. In the next step we can apply Lopah shakalyasya, because as I said there is a padanta yakara. Te is a pada. So a is replaced by ay. So tay is now a pada. So padante yakaraha. Avarna purvaha. Before the yakara we have a, and following the yakara we have ekara, which is an ash letter. So you have the lopa of yakara by Lopah shakalyasya. This is fine. Now the question is, here we have a plus a, akara of the followed by a. So a very common sandhi, a plus a gives I by vriddhi. Vriddhirechi iti sutram. So avarnat echi pare purvaparayoho vriddhihi ekadeshaha syat. So when akara is followed by a, can I now combine these two to form taiva is the question, and that is a wrong form. It is invalid. The form, the sadhu rupa, is ta eva. We do not want to do vriddhi here. As in the shishta prayoga does not have vriddhi. It has ta eva as separate. So how does Panini prevent vriddhi from operating here by using asiddhatva. As we can see, Vriddhirechi is in the first pada of Shashtadhyaya. 6188 is the Sankhya for Vriddhirechi. This is in the Sapada Saptadhyayi. And Lopah shakalyasya is in the Tripadi. So, by Purvatrasiddham, Sapada Saptadhyayim prati Tripadi asiddha. As I said, asiddha means you can treat it as, say, it is invisible, not recognized. So Vriddhirechi does not recognize the deletion or the elision of yakara by Lopah shakalyasya. So as far as Vriddhirechi is concerned, it sees tay eva. So it knows echoyavayavaha. So it knows that ekara has been converted to yakara. So this state is what is visible to Vriddhirechi. Say, assuming yourself in the position of Vriddhirechi, you would be seeing only tayu eva, where the akara is not immediately followed by ekara. There is yakara. So Vriddhi cannot operate at this stage. It can operate at this stage, but this is masked. This masking is done by Purvatrasiddham. So Sapada Saptadhyayi and Tripadi. So this Lopah shakalyasya is actually a very important sutra. So it applies to optionally remove the yakara and vakara in all cases of echoyavayavaha at padanta. So if we are applying the ayadi sandhi at the end of a pada, so always there is ay, av, ay, av, which are all avarana purva padanta yakara vakara, followed by ach. If we are doing echoyavayavaha, there is always an ach letter following. So since the conditions are satisfied, we can always apply this optionally. But after doing the Lopah, further svarasandhis do not happen. Why? All the svarasandhi sutras, it's not just Vriddhirechi, adgunaha, and then all the others, the akasavarne dirghaha, all the svarasandhi sutras are in the 6-1 Shashtadhyaya Prathama Pada. So none of them can apply after Lopah shakalyasya, and we keep the words separate. The same case, Lopah shakalyasya also applies in what we call the Visarga Lopa. Right? In the Visarga Sandhis, we have Sandhi called Visarga Lopa, which is actually technically, when we look at it in the Paninian framework, it is not Lopa of Visarga. What happens is, for example, we have Ramas Eva, Ramaha Eva. There is Rama and S is from the Su Pratyaya. Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachana Pratyaya. So we have Ramas Eva. The Vibhakti is by the Sutra Svauja Samut. Then the Sakara is converted to Rutva by Sasajushoruhu. So it becomes Repha, Ramar Eva. Now there is a sutra Bho Bhago Agho Apurvasya Yoshi, which converts this Repha to Yakara. Apurvasya, whenever this Repha is preceded by the Akara, Ashipare Yakaraha Bhavati. So Ramay Eva. Now again we have the conditions for Lopah shakalyasya, because there is Akara, there is Padante Yakara, followed by Ash letter. So Rama Eva. The Yakara is deleted by Lopah shakalyasya. Now the same question, can I do Vriddhirechi here? Now if you see all these operations, Sasajushoruhu, Bhobhago, Gho, Purvasya Yoshi, Lopah shakalyasya, the whole section is in the Tripadi and is therefore asiddha. So Vriddhirechi actually sees only the direct Ramas Eva. It does not recognize any of the operations which are happening in the Tripadi. So they are like out of sight, masked, and therefore Vriddhirechi will not apply here. So this is an example for the first component of Purvatrasiddham, which says Sapada saptadhyayim prati tripadi asiddha. So the Lopah shakalyasya, a sutra in the tripadi, is asiddha to the svarasandhi sutras which are in the Sapada saptadhyayi. So in the next session, we will see an example for the second component, tripadyamapi purvam prati param shastram asiddham syat. येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्.